Our mission is to help you learn the English language. We have created easy-to-follow, free educational materials for those seeking knowledge of English.
Do you want some dessert?
No thanks. We just need our check. Have you seen the waitress?
Where is our waitress anyway?
Yes, the service hasn't been the best. Is that our waitress over there?
I'll walk over and get the bill, since I don't think the waitress is coming over here anytime soon.
Good idea. Just bring it back and we'll figure it out together.
So the bill is $36.
How much do you think we should leave for a tip?
My first inclination is to leave nothing for a tip.
I agree, but we don't really know the whole story. There may have been problems in the kitchen beyond her control.
Let's leave 10%, so that we at least leave something for the service.
I agree. We will leave $3.60 for the tip. Good afternoon.
Hi, how are you doing?
Fine, thanks. I am Wong Lin.
Glad to meet you, Wong Lin. I am Mary.
Is this your first time in Beijing?
Yes. My company has an office here, and I have just been transferred.
Here is my phone number. If you need anyone to show you around, call me.
Great. I would like that. Can you believe that Susan got married?
Really? I remember she said if she would remain single. Is the man very rich?
No, that's what is surprising me.
You mean she didn't marry a rich man?
He's a postman.
I thought she would marry a fortune. Have you heard about the new iPhone?
Yes, I heard it's supposed to come out in June. Are you thinking about getting one?
I'd like to. It's a cell phone, camera, pad and MP3 player all in one.
If I had enough money, I'd buy one, but I don't even have enough to buy one of their shuffle spots.
How big is a shuffle iPod?
The first generation iPod Shuffle is about the size of a park of gum, and the second generation iPod Shuffle is about half the size of the first.
How many gigs of music can it hold?
I think it's either 1 or 2 gigs. I can't remember.
How much do they cost?
Not much at all. I think it's about $100.
You're right. That's not bad at all.
Do you have an iPod?
I got one for my birthday when they first came out, but after the battery died out, I never brought another one.
Why didn't you just buy another battery for it so you could use it?
That's one of the problems with having an iPod. Though an iPod might have an above-average battery life, once the battery is dead, so is your iPod.
I work so hard that I do not have the energy to exercise.
That is just an excuse. You can always find some time to exercise.
But I work hard all the time for long hours. Often I have no time for lunch. Yet, I am still getting fatter.
Bill, you know that work is not the same as exercise, as it is stressful but not relaxing. And skipping meals will not help you lose weight. In fact, your body will only store fat if you miss meals.
I know you're right, but what can I do?
How about going for a walk instead of sitting on the sofa reading the newspaper after dinner every night?
But I'll miss the news. It's important in my business to keep up with events in China.
I know, I know. Have you got a portable radio? You can listen to the news and get healthy at the same time.
That's a good idea.
My wife is really a chatterbox. It's so boring.
I have an idea.
What is it?
You just turn a deaf ear when she talks. How are you going all these days?
Fine, thanks.
But you look depressed.
I have some problem with my work.
Is it serious?
I can solve it, thanks.
How about your family?
Everything is okay. And as soon as I see my son at home, all my worries vanish into the blue.
Hey, Frank, I heard you got a new job.
Yeah, Judy. I will be working for the post office. It's not a bad job.
Is it true that you have a heavy work schedule?
That's right. I report to work at 5 a.m. every day, and I only get 45 minutes for lunch.
So, why did you apply for such a demanding job?
Well, the government offers its employees excellent health insurance benefits.
Oh, I see. And can your family utilize the health insurance too?
Yeah, that's the best part. All of my children can get free medical care.
That's a great employment benefit.
Now you know why I wanted to work for the post office. Do you have spare time tonight?
What's the matter?
There will be a live show of football tonight.
What teams are playing tonight?
AC Milan versus Real Madrid.
That will be a tough match, right?
Absolutely.
What are we waiting for? It's already 7 p.m. now. Let's buy some drinks and desserts now.
Great idea. Here we go. Have you got any plans for the coming holiday?
Yes, I have a very special one. I will be doing volunteer work in a zoo for 2 weeks. A friend of mine working there told me the other day that they were in need of some volunteer keepers. I was very interested, so I asked him to get me the application form. Lucky, my application was approved by the manager very soon.
Volunteer in a zoo? What specific things will you do?
I will help to prepare food, feed animals and clean up. I'm very excited about it now.
It must be a unique experience. I'm looking forward to share your story when you come back.
Okay, I will bring you photos as many as possible.
Hi, Martin. I've been looking for you all morning.
What's up?
I want to say goodbye. I'm leaving for America tomorrow.
America? Did you get admit to MIT?
Yes.
Congratulations, Susan. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Really going to miss you.
Me too. I'll write to you once I get settled. But I have so much to do. You might have to wait a while. But I really will write to you. I love to write letters. I think it's more meaning than the emails, even than the phone call.
Okay, take care. Have a nice journey.
Thank you.
Look after yourself. Bye.
Bye.
Is this Zhang Lin's home?
Yes. Oh, it's you, Linda. I haven't seen you for a long time. Well, come in and sit down. How about something to drink?
Yes, please. I'm a little thirsty, actually.
Would you like tea or coffee?
Coffee, please.
Here you are.
Would you like to talk over a drink?
That sounds good. How are you doing, Linda?
Just fine. Are you busy now?
No, I'm just killing time.
Shall we visit our math teacher tomorrow?
Yes. I haven't been in his house for several weeks. When shall we start?
How about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning?
All right, see you tomorrow.
Hi. Why do you look so depressed today, Mike?
I had a terrible quarrel with my neighbor yesterday.
How come?
It is a long story. Basically, she thought I had laughed at her while I didn't.
I know everyone suffers when he is misunderstood. But why not take it easy?
Yeah, it's so nice of you to comfort me.
I left a suitcase on the train to London the other day.
Can you describe it, sir?
It's a small blue case and it's got a zip. There's a label on the handle with my name and address on it.
Is this case yours?
No, that's not mine.
What about this one? This one's got a label.
Let me see it.
What's your name and address?
David Hall, 83, Bridge Street.
That's right. D.N. Hall, 83, Bridge Street. £3.50, please.
Here you are.
Thank you.
Hey.
What's the matter?
This case doesn't belong to me. You've given me the wrong case. Television is undoubtedly a great invention, but one of the main criticisms of it is that people just aren't selective enough. Leslie, got a television. How do you pick out the sorts of programs you want to watch?
I try and look at the programs that are on to decide which particular ones interest me, rather than you turning it on at 7 o'clock and you leaving it on until 11:30 when the programs finish.
Do you think of television though as a great time waster?
And I think it can be a time waster, and it depends on how particular people are about what they want to see. It can just be a total amusement for someone and totally consuming without really considering what it is they're watching.
Aha. But how do you prevent it coming into your life and taking over sore evenings, and at the same time perhaps get out of the television some of the sort of best programs that undoubtedly are on television?
Well, I suppose one of the problems will depend on what a person's lifestyle is, and that if he has other outside interests which are equally important to him as television, he will then, be more careful about which program she wants to watch because he has time which he wants to use for other things.
Do you think though that in a sense television skilled people's own sort of creativity or their ability to entertain themselves, because if they're bored all they do is just turn on the television?
Yes, I think that is a danger, and I think that in fact is what happening to a lot of people who use it as their main field of amusement, and because they don't have other outside interests, and even when people come round they'll leave the television and not be, particularly interested in talking to them. The television will be the main thing in the room.
What's that book you have under your arm?
It's the bestseller everyone's been talking about for the last 6 months.
How in the world did you get a copy? I've put a hold on it at the public library for weeks and I'm still waiting my turn.
I checked it out of the rental library. It only costs 5 cents a day.
Is it really worth paying for?
I can't tell yet. I haven't got beyond the first chapter.
If it's any good, I'll buy a copy when it comes out in the pocket edition.
It's going to strike 12 o'clock. Let's get the firecrackers ready, Rose.
Aren't firecrackers forbidden in the city?
Well, yes, but they are not allowed only in downtown areas. It's okay here. It would be difficult to ban customs that have thousands of years of tradition. The habit does bring kids joy and excitement so long as precautions are taken. Let's go out and set off firecrackers out there.
Fantastic. The whole city is echoing with crackling sounds.
What other activities will you have tomorrow?
Quite a lot. The celebration of the New Year has just started. The first day we Southerners have sweet rice cakes for breakfast, and people in the north have jiaozi. Afterward, we will make New Year calls on family relatives, husband's side on the first day and wife's side on the second.
Do you bring some gifts along?
That's for sure. Fruit, cream cakes, medical tonics are often for parents and aged relatives, and cash enclosed in a red envelope for the kids. All this, of course, should be well prepared beforehand.
Is it the same practice for all families?
Not all the same nowadays, I must say. Many families, especially those of newly married couples, choose to make an overseas trip to escape the routines. Rose and I had a tour to Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand and Hong Kong last year. We stayed there for 2 weeks until the last day of the holiday.
I really appreciate the way you Chinese people exchange feelings. The holiday's long enough for you to relax.
Well, for city dwellers, the Spring Festival is a holiday of 7 days. While in the country where traditions are still heavily emphasized, the festival lasts 10 days.
What's your city like?
It's quite an interesting place to live. The best thing to do in my city is go shopping. There are several indoor and outdoor markets, department stores and shopping malls.
Is the traffic bad in the city center?
Not really. Cars are not permitted in several parts of city center, especially in the main shopping areas. The public transport system is pretty good.
What about restaurants and entertainment?
There are restaurants with food from all over the world. We have a small Chinatown near the city center. There are many Indian, Thai, and Italian restaurants all over the city center. There are many sports events in my city. We have several sports venues for football, rugby, and cricket, even ice skating and ice hockey.
Is there a lot of nightlife in your city?
There are several good clubs near the city center. Many people in my city prefer something more cultural, so we several theaters and venues for classical music concerts and operas.
It sounds like a really exciting city to live in.
It is. I hope you'll have time to come for a visit soon. You really should come during the summer, when the weather is better and there's more happening outdoors.
What musical instrument do you play?
I can play the piano a bit.
Then we can have one more program at our party?
No, my playing isn't good enough for me to perform in public.
Look at this, a brief introduction of Hollywood.
Hackneyed theme.
What? How much do you know Hollywood?
Nearly everything.
You are full of boasts. I can examine you by question and answer. What is Hollywood? Where is it? What is the function of it?
2 easy questions. Listen carefully. Hollywood is the movie capital of the world. It is located in Southern California. Many films have been made there, and the kinds have changed often.
Not bad. What kind of film did it produce from the ready to mid-1930s?
Gangster movies. Movie-goers at that time could get a look at the people involved in crime and their violent activities by watching it.
What came after that?
After all that violence, people needed to laugh, so from the mid to late L940s, many detective movies about policemen who solved crimes were made. Then came musicals.
Pretty good. Please continue.
Right. By the mid-50s, this light-hearted genre was competing with films about more serious subjects. There was one kind that could be found throughout all of these years, and that was the
Western films about America's cowboys, Indians and early settlers.
Come on.
Since the early 1960s, there are horror movies about people who encounter frightening, unnatural situations, and serious films such as documentarist about events that actually happened, and science fiction movies about possible future and future worlds. Some people have also enjoyed watching psychodramas about the everyday problems that people have.
Any more?
Of course, no list of film would be complete without animated movies. These are especially popular among children.
Our mission is to help you learn the English language. We have created easy-to-follow, free educational materials for those seeking knowledge of English.